We've reached the end of another mystery adventure series on the Famicom, and I think the changes to this one say something about how the industry had been going. The first two Yamamura Misa Suspense games were published by Taito and were based on her series of Catherine novels. The story for京都財テク殺人事件is wholly original. Oddly enough, you are playing a female character in this game. In the Catherine-based games, you didn't play as Catherine, you played as a male video game designer. Though maybe not the same video game designer in both games. While development was still handled by Tosei, it's unlikely that they approached anyone with the game, since they're a contract developer who creates games based on publisher request. The publisher this time out is Hecht, and as you might expect from a Hecht game, Kyouto財テク殺人事件is really rare. It wasn't a member of the 10,000 yen club when I started Famidaily, but it definitely is now. In other words, you could expect to spend at least 10,000 yen on a cartridge-only copy. The plot of the game is that you were going to meet a friend at a park, and you stumble across the scene of their murder. The only clue there was a ballpoint pen pointing to a securities firm. You start your own investigation into the murder, and the case gets deep into computer stock trading and financial market manipulation. In the first week of 1990, the Japanese stock market crashed hard, and the Japanese economy never really recovered. So at the time of this game's release, the themes of this game were all current events. In fact, at a certain point in the game, you're required to buy some stock. It doesn't matter how well it does for you, you're not actually playing the market. But it gives you some personal stake in the financial crimes. The interface is very similar to previous mystery adventure games. You've got text menus that pop up, that have a verb, and then you select what you're going to do that verb to. You'll spend a lot of time just conversing with people, asking them about topics over and over again until you can't get anything else out of them. One thing I appreciated in Kyouto財テク殺人事件is that you do spend a lot of time investigating scenes. At important locations, you'll need to examine all items in the room carefully, individually pointing them out. Often these games have downplayed investigating for physical evidence, so I appreciated getting to search crime scenes. Since this is a mystery adventure game, there really isn't a whole lot more to it than this. You look around, you interview people, you get clues, you go talk to other people to get more clues. That's a bit reductive, but it's how the game works. In Japan, this has a bit of a mixed reputation. People praise the story, but complain that the visuals are a huge step down due to moving from Taito to Hecht. Personally, I can see it as a minor step down, but not really that significant. I thought that this was kind of an interesting way for this series to end on the Famicom, moving away from its existing characters and just telling its own independent story that made a lot of sense in 1990. There's two more original games left in the Yamamura Misa Suspense series, one for the PC Engine and one for the 3DO. And that's really where these adventure games have gone to. They embraced using CD-ROM as a game platform very early on, and the Famicom was just too limited with how many locations and characters they could store in its memory. Mystery adventure games had moved on, but we are getting a few last good ones out of the Famicom before it's over.